Go for it.
Alrighty. Gonna do a quick recap of last week. Um, as in comparison to the billions of words I put into story progression. Um, so last session, after killing the harpies, you made your way into the cave that was level with the lake. Out of the 4 caves that were in these cliffs, you came upon a waterfall, and as Nowhere was trying to scale the waterfall, some pieces of ice broke off and a water weird appeared. After dispatching it, you took the cave to the right and ended up meeting Maud, who was cooking up some bland stew and spicing it up with some fishers that recently died in the cave, presumably by her hand. After a long fight, she offered you the cauldron and a chest of gold to allow her to live, and you declined, taking her out shortly within seconds after. After a short rest, y'all went to the north to the river and followed it back around. Seeing a walkway above, you decided to check it out. During the investigation of that area, you found some documents left by a druid in a camp that led you to believe that the lady you previously killed was a hag. The huge bodies under the river near the back of the cave were giants. Further into the Helling area, y'all mined some ore, came across some cave drawings that showed the ritual of frost giants drowning themselves in the water in old age to bring new life. After climbing down the bridge, you made your way back to the waterfall, found an explorer's pack and a pickaxe, which I believe Illiken took, and made your way out to the front of the cave system, leaving the cauldron behind to collect later. The final opening in the cliffs was easy to scale, and you made your way up with Claudette sneaking ahead. And we left off with Claudette rounding a corner and seeing a dire wolf gnawing on a bone. The rest of the area is strewn with bits and pieces of both animal and humanoid bones. Roll initiative.
Woohoo! Oh yeah, roll initiative. I'm over here saying woohoo! Like, yeah, he just told us to do something. Initiative.
Do you want me to take the 15.17?
Whew, nice.
Oh yeah, Ryan. It's not going to matter, but yeah, take the 15.17.
Are we missing somebody today?
Nope.
I think for a change, we got everybody.
Okay.
So currently, Claudette is stealthed with a 13. The wolf did not notice her, so y'all have the first round of surprise. So Nowhere, you are up.
Um, uh, excuse me.
I'm going to. I think I'm just going to shoot this thing.
Will hit.
And I don't see nowhere anywhere, so I can't assist him. You're hidden from my screen, so I can't.
Okay, well, I appear to have 13 damage points.
Anything else?
Yeah, I'm going to use my action surge. And shoot him again. I would bet
That'll hit.
it's 2.
Yes, sir.
Nice roll.
Although the first shot did more damage, but we take what we can get. And with that, I think I'm going to just stay right where I am and end my turn.
Cool. Looking.
That's 30 from what I understand, so make sure that 10, 20, 30. And my Drake goes 40, so he gets an extra movement to where he can go on attacking. So Illiken is going to where are you?
The 11 will not hit.
Dang it!
$16 will.
That's all. Wait, no, yeah, he's he doesn't have, go ahead.
Okay. Claudette.
Okay, we're going to move. Attack with the main hand with sneak.
You're breaking up.
I'm going to attack with my main hand with the sneak attack.
$14 will just barely hit. Actually, no, 20 would definitely hit.
The computer's acting up today, guys. I'm going to use my offhand.
$11 will miss.
Okay, and that will be the end of my turn.
On the one that hits, additional 4 damage.
Copy.
I'm sorry?
The little baby Drake infused your scimitar with 4 fire damage.
Okie dokie.
Sorry, your scimitar of wounding with 4 fire damage.
Oh, okay.
So, Celestine. $11 will not hit.
That's it for me.
They were doing a lot of 11s.
Oh, look. I'm attack with the longbow.
Man, you know you're loving that additional fighting style.
13 will not hit, unfortunately.
Oh,
Anything else for you?
No.
Claudette, roll me a d4. All right, surprise round is done. Nowhere.
is it a secret or what's the D4 for? Outside-
Her rapier that she hit with was a rapier of wounding.
Okay.
At the start of each of the wounded creature's turns, it takes 1d4 necrotic damage.
Gotcha.
Did it roll to see if it's safe?
It did not.
Okie dokie.
Okay. I'm just going to take another shot with my longbow.
That'll hit.
And 9 points of damage. And I think that's all I'm going to do.
Looking.
And just because I was doing 2 things at once. On Nowhere's hit, additional 5.
Thank you.
And actually, no. It wouldn't have been on 5. ignore that. It wouldn't have been his turn yet, and he'd already used his reaction.
Gotcha. Perfect.
All right, unthank you.
Sorry, I was trying, but
Me, thank you.
that'll be his. Considering I don't think a 13 hits.
No, 13 and 10 both miss.
And then for the Drakes, yeah, Drake just like, eh! I was going to do something, but I forgot.
Got it.
Look, a bone.
You know what it did was it tried to roar and it actually squeaked.
Yeah, that was it.
It went.
I like mine better. It went to snip at him and said, wait a minute, there's a bone there.
Okay, still have sneak attack because I got people within range.
An 8, however, does not hit.
Jesus.
Okay, we're going to try to use the offhand.
This round does not look good so far. All right.
20 will hit, and you will get that sneak attack on that.
6 hits on that sneak attack. 6 fire damage.
And that will be the end of my turn.
Good boy. You're making up for that, really bad bite.
Philistine.
Good roll.
That'll hit. Alright, what happens to this little bitch?
I know that at this moment, Claudette is like turning her head away from the radiant damage.
The bolt hits and just it's just kind of a nimbus around it for a moment, and it just falls to the ground, sizzling and steaming.
Okay. Is there any loot?
Give me an investigation check
I'll help her.
with advantage.
Well, 9's better than 5, I guess.
Oh, okay, how about that? You don't really see anything of intrinsic value. However, when Illiken got to there, Illiken, when you got to there, give me a perception check.
Thank you very much. I was worried there for a moment.
As you stepped there, you heard a click. And as you heard that click, everybody heard a rumble as a door slammed down just behind nowhere. In front of you, Illiken, you're looking at... Let me find it.
Ilkin has a bashful look on his face right now.
Just past this main room, you see a flat wall which seems irregular to a system of caves such as this. Everything in here has looked rugged, as though it was carved out naturally over time. This solid wall seems out of place. As you approach the wall, you notice a bunch of items carved into the stone in what looks to be 2 columns. You also hear the click as you step on the pressure plate. The symbols are as follows. On the left column are 3 lightning bolts radiating from a central point, a 6-pointed snowflake, a radiant star, a human skull. On the right column are balanced scales resting on a warhammer, a piece of chest armor that looks as rough as bark from a tree, 3 teardrops on a triangle, a sword on fire.
You just changed maps.
I just changed maps. If White wants to pop over to the new map. New. Yeah, please.
Mine's all black.
You have the dynamic lighting on?
Now it should be white.
It is now white. Ooh, that looks cool. He calls over the people and say, "Strange wall." With pictographs. Doesn't even worry that, there was a click. He's like, he heard the click. Look at this. This is more important. There's something here.
I'd like to go check the door to see if there's any possibility of opening it without having to solve this puzzle.
Give me an investigation check. As you slide your fingers along this slab that has fallen into place, looking for any mechanical solution that could have possibly lift this, you cannot find any. It is very strange how this just fell out of nowhere. Not out of nowhere, but out of nowhere.
What you been keeping in there, boy?
Along this rough cavern.
That's a no, we got to solve the puzzle.
Okay. Question for the party, more for the DM. Would my character, because I don't know if this would be playing outside metagaming or not, so that's why I'm putting the question out there. Would he suggest that just because he suggested checking for traps before. Check for any additional traps that might be present.
So now you want me
It's plausible.
to check for traps.
Okay.
Now that you've stepped on a trap, you want me to check for traps. Now that you went ahead without me, you want me to look? Okay.
Well, you didn't check for any on the way in here that I know of. Probably did. I just
She
forgot
did.
last week.
She always does.
Well,
Every
okay.
five feet.
It's very, yeah. It's very,
Okay.
yeah.
I thought we already had, so I thought we were good. That's his answer.
I just shake my head and I will look for more
Told
traps.
you he has a bashful expression. Oh, did I do that?
Is there? Sorry. Give me another investigation check.
Instead of perception this time?
Investigation for looking specifically for traps. As far as you can tell, there are no traps in this room. Well, no other traps in this room.
Congratulations, you found the one trap in the building. All right, so Celestine, you're great with puzzles. What do you make of this?
Can I do a check to... I suspect it has something to do with deities. Can I do a check to check that?
No, probably religion. It definitely has something to do with deities. And I don't have them marked down. But the 3 lightning bolts you recognize as a symbol of Talos. The 6-pointed snowflake you notice as the symbol of Oriel. The star you don't really recognize. The skull in the triangle. You recognize as Merkel. The scale on the Warhammer you recognize as Tyr. The armor made out of bark you recognize as Rilliphane. The next triangle with the three teardrops you recognize as Kelowna. And finally, the flame sword you recognize as Tempest.
Now, me putting that there was me correction of. Am I thinking right that Frostmaiden is Aurel?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Oral is the Frost Maiden. I will relay all that to the party.
Nice. Ilkin will ask if the pictographs move, or are they actually just pictographs?
They are carved into this stone wall.
Can you press on them? He's looking at the group. And he says, "You pressed on the wall, and it opened up our hideout, our building." And since this looks man-made, it may do the same thing here. He's not moving because he's afraid to move his foot.
Do they appear to be interactive in any way?
Interactive, such as
Pushed, turned, shifted.
give me an investigation check. Wow.
Nice.
Yes, you can see around the symbols a very faint crack, like they could be pushed in.
Ilkin asks Claudette if he can move his foot.
I smile and just grin at him because I've known that answer since my checking for traps, and I'm not going to answer that question just yet.
You cut out after checking for traps.
Yeah, I heard it.
He's not going to.
I'm not going to answer that question just yet. I'm letting him learn, if it's possible.
He will remind her of a bottle she kicked or stepped on. You know.
Okay. Hmm. Well, how about we try pushing the oral symbol?
Why don't we see if there's if our resident thief has an idea of what she can do to unlock it, or see if she sees anything else.
I'll double check to see if, number one, he can move his foot. And then I'll check to see if there's anything that we can do with this, if it's interactive or if we can play things.
I would say that with the 27 that Celestine got, she would know that the only way to interact with this is to push symbols in, and that he is probably safe to move.
He moves back and asks if there was any traps in regards to if somebody pushed one of these, would it set off the trap like I did on my flight?
I have no idea.
You can't tell. As you step back, you hear a click as the pressure plate lifts. Nothing happens.
I step forward and push the oral emblem.
Roll me a d4. You take 2 points of cold damage.
Elkin will press the one with the star with his axe. He'll turn it around the handle and press it.
It glows with moonlight.
The axe or the emblem.
You said the star, right?
Yeah.
Yep. The star glows with moonlight.
I'll press my sword to the tempest. Or my scimitar to the tempest.
Which one's the Tempest?
Roll me a d4.
Oh, Tempest the guy. Okay, I see what you're saying. My mind was looking. I'm like,
You take 1 point of fire damage.
And though I didn't physically touch it.
You have a metal blade. It went straight through the blade to your hand.
Damn it, bitch.
I'll touch Rillophane.
It moves in and glows with moonlight as the walls, as basically 2 doors, push inwards and open up.
2 doors?
Switching back. switching maps back. White. Yeah. Two large doors open. Kind of, like a into a balcony or out from a balcony or whatever. French doors kind of thing, except that they're made of giant slabs of stone.
He steps
Okay.
out of quietly.
At the same time, you hear a rumble from the back or from the front of the cave, and the door slides up.
I look at Illiken and say, "Don't step on that thing again."
I'm staring here. I'm like, you going to.
Step on it. Step on it.
Don't you dare. Don't you dare. He's not moving. He moved out of the way, away from the step, so that and he's laughing at the other guys because you got burnt and the other one got frozen. So he's over here. It's like, yeah, that was smart. Used wood.
Honestly, hoping that somebody would notice the wall, but I was not planning on somebody just randomly walking over to that spot.
I'm going to vamp out and look at Illiken in my most serious way.
I would like to start skinning the wolf.
Okay.
Illiken turns his eyes glowing and growls. I can do that too.
I hiss.
Drake's over there looking at the two of them going, oh, God. Do I see anything inside there since she didn't go in?
Give me an investigation check.
Did you want me to roll anything for skinning?
Yeah, your leather worker stuff for dexterity.
Oh, that's disappointing.
See, if you would have waited, I would have helped you because I wanted to learn. But no.
Say that that guiding bolt you shot at it that hit its head apparently didn't go out and burned most of the good parts of the skin or of the fur. You got a tail.
I'll just leave it where it is.
As you look in, you see a black spear that is dark as the night sky itself. It seems to be made from Gaboon ebony. Carved into the business end of the spear are what looks to be stars. The carved parts are lighter in hue against the rough, dark sheen of the shaft. The spear tip is made from black bone and is secured to the ebony shaft with mahogany fasteners. The design seems ancient in nature in comparison to modern-day spears, though the fact that this weapon has held up in this condition for that long seems nearly impossible.
I tell the others a point. And say, I want.
You say it had stars on it?
Top of it.
Near the top, yes.
Hmm.
I have no need for a sphere.
You can use anything you're looking. I wouldn't mind a sphere. And it does have stars on it.
If nobody else, it's one of those things. Nobody else is going to get it. He'll take it, but he's not stepping in there until he has Celeste or Claudette check the floors.
Really sounds more like Verheist than Illiken. Pretty sure Illiken, from what I understood, was more into picks.
He is, but it's also one of those. It's not a weapon he's using.
I'm going to check to see that there's no traps associated with it, underneath it, around it, on the wall, leaning against it, around it, on top of it, beside it, on it.
The
Give me
floor.
another investigation.
Nice.
You are pretty certain that there's no traps.
I think it can be picked up, but I really think that maybe Celestine needs this. So I probably would suggest that you give it to her.
She can come and get it.
Be nice and give it to her, you big old.
He's looking back at the step he just stepped on. He's looking at it. Sacrificial lamb. He reaches over and touches it.
It feels like wood.
Okay, then he disconnects it from the hanging holders.
As you grab it, nothing happens.
And he will bring it over and give it to Celestine, since she knows more about stars and there was a depiction of gods on that wall. It looks religious.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Now, I am more than a little bit tired. Can I suggest that we take a long rest before we exit the caves?
I look over at Drake and I look at myself and says, I'm a high possibility of that.
Sure, we can take a long rest.
Okay by me.
Illiken keeps looking at the step, wanting to step on it again. He doesn't know, but he looks at it.
You are having far too much fun with this.
This is what I enjoy.
Claudette has decided to successfully ignore Illiken.
But if the wall drops, we're safe for 8 hours.
I pull out my roll, I climb in, and I go to sleep. I'll take the third watch.
There isn't a third watch if Arden and Celestine take the watches.
Well, then I'll just sleep for 8 hours. Good night.
Arden,
Yeah.
if you keep the spells that you got, since you haven't had a chance to look at them, alarm, right?
Yeah.
You
I'm
can
going.
cast it on a wall or where nowhere's standing, and if anybody comes in that spot or through that spot, you'll be notified, or you can make it to where it's a loud clanging noise. So it's either you get notified or everybody gets notified.
Arden, would you like first watch or?
Yeah, I'll
second?
take first watch. Yeah, I'll take first.
Okay, then I will curl up with the spear in my arms and fall asleep.
Elkin will stay over here with Drake. Us two will stay over here away from everybody.
All right, Arden, give me a perception check. Your watch goes uneventful. Nice being in this cave and away from the wind outside. You hear a few howls from the other caves as the wind blows in and out of them. But overall, your watch is uneventful. However, Celestine,
However,
Who's taking the second watch?
hold on just a moment on the watch.
Nobody checked if this was a cursed object before she went and. Or not a cursed. What if this was magical or not? So.
Hold on. Calm down.
Celestine will be taking second watch. Incidentally,
Okay.
Arden.
Upon going into your trance, holding the spear, the stars that looked as if they were carved into the spear. Oh, wait, no, that's not what I wanted. Crap, where did my stuff go? Damn it. I had this written out.
Ow.
Okay. So, As you hold the spear in your trance, a dream falls upon you. You dream of a different time, a time where there was peace on Turil. You see your kin, other wood elves gathered for Etelemele, the vernal equinox, in celebration of the god of nature, Rilithane Ralathiel. As you look out through this lush forest, you see a city of magical lights and trees and platforms attached to old trees where your kinfolk gathered for celebrations such as this. This partially cloudy night, however, was special. The Ingwe, or king of this city, was reaching the graying as he was born 900 years earlier on the morn of Etelemele. Your cousins, the Moon Elves, were also in attendance. As the old day passed and the new began, the clouds seemed to vanish as they were pushed from the night sky. On one of the highest platforms, Rilfane graced your kinfolk with his presence and led them in a prayer to bless the Ingwe and prepare them for the next Ingwe in line. Standing with him at his side is Sahanin Moonbo, holding a ceremonial spear upright in her hand. As the moon crests the horizon and the new Ingwe has received the blessing, you see a lone arrow come flying through the air towards the new Ingwe. You are paralyzed. You cannot do a thing. You try to warn someone, but time stands frozen as this arrow comes forward slowly and hits its mark directly into the heart of the new Ingwe. As he slowly falls to the ground, you see shadows escaping from the arrow as if it had been magically altered in some dark way. A horn sounds from afar and a volley of flaming arrows comes soaring in, some of them with tendrils of dark energy, some on fire. The night sky has somehow darkened. As you watch this unfold in a flash, Sehanin has gone from a goddess and a protector of the moon elves to a healer, using the ceremonial spear to help heal the wounded. This dream dims and zooms out. As the vision brightens from the darkness, one moment. As the vision brightens from the darkness, you are you. You are Celestine. You are atop Kelvin's cairn in Icewind Dale. And although nobody seems to be near you, you feel as though someone is. You get that ticklish feeling. The feeling you felt those many, many years ago. The full moon is out, the stars shining brightly in the night sky. As you look over the dale, you see reflections of fields of the moon off flowers and crops. You see the plains to the north. You see mules pulling wagons out from Caer Konig on this warm summer night. You focus on a specific wagon, and you see a man you faintly recognize. A name comes to you. Gus. As you look next to him, you see Daddy sitting in the seat as they make way out of Caer Konig with goods. You cannot help but wonder where Mommy is. A voice whispers in your ear. She is safe. They all We have been watching you since you were a tyke. You have grown to be quite an exquisite young woman. I am the elven protector of the dead. I watch over them now as they watched over you many, many moons ago. You are kind and gentle soul. Kind and gentle soul. Everything that you have gone through, and yet still you thrive. Still, you do not give up hope. Through everything that could and possibly should have turned you against what is good and right, you decided to take the calling of the Druids. You are what this world needs. Some call me the goddess of the moon, of dreams. As you witnessed in the vision earlier, this was my spear in life during ages long past. Although others have wielded it, I feel that it has finally been acquired by the elf that may wield it properly. An elf of the wood that follows the path of the stars and is now blessed by the goddess of the moon. I put my trust and faith in you. I cannot get involved in the matters of Oriel, the matters that have fallen Icewind Dale. With you wielding Suor Shal, I feel as though her time on Toriel will at long last come to an end, and maybe the Dale will return to a life of normalcy. I need you. Rillifain needs you. We have worked together in the past, and through you, we shall work together for the good of Toriel. All of this, as you spin slowly around, taking in the sights of the Dale, can come to pass once anew. We may yet speak further before this is concluded. Stay true to your heart, Celestine. Arato o sehenin irrelefen. And you feel someone tapping on your shoulder or foot or whatever Arden's doing.
As she wakes up, I'll let her know that it's her time to take the watch and that nothing occurred during mine.
I'll kind of stare at you blankly for a moment. Maybe a tear rolling down my cheek as I kind of look blankly at you and then look at the sphere and just kind of absently nod. And then I will take my watch.
And I'll wish her good night and go to sleep.
AFK.
And I apparently fall back to sleep.
That vision was very powerful. And you fall back asleep. is now in your folder.
Sweet.
As the morning comes to pass, not that any light will show up. Everybody give me a perception check at disadvantage.
My dad's AFK at the moment.
Looking, you wake up well rested and look around, and I just realized y'all killed the damn wolf, and he didn't even get a freaking round, or didn't get to attack. Wow. But nonetheless, you look around and everybody's sleeping, and Arden is in a trance, and yeah, you feel well rested.
He checks his gear and then wakes everybody up. He'll go and wake up Arden and then Claudette and then the Celestine. And while he's right before he goes to Claudette, he'll check the area over here for the arrow he shot that he forgot to look for.
Give me an investigation check. You find it.
And do I find anybody else's arrow while I'm over there?
I don't know how many of what people shot.
1, 2, should be 2 everybody else. Or there should be 2 because it only went 3 rounds. So it should be, should be 3 or 4. Should be 4 additional bows or arrows over there. 2 for Arden, 2 for.
Find 3 arrows.
Okay. He gives 1 to Arden, and the other 2 to nowhere. And he wakes up Claudette, and he can't find nowhere. And asks, anybody see nowhere? I know he's in the restroom, but I'm talking about his token. His token's missing.
I see him.
I have. No, Illican doesn't have any light on him.
Because you don't have dark vision.
Gotcha.
I step down and go, yep, nowhere's right there.
Before he does anything, he lights his a torch.
Walk over, shake nowhere, say, good morning, sunshine. The world says hello. And then go and pack up my bedroll. Eat a ration.
I'm back.
I just woke you up.
Okay. Can I ask why you woke me?
Because we're done sleeping. Get up.
Oh,
It's
okay.
morning.
All right. I would like to search for the arrows I used before our sleep.
You already got them.
I just gave you 2
Okay.
because I looked for them when you were.
I already put them on your character sheet.
Thank you.
Oh, I'm going to roll for my hit points. What's the chance that I'm
Say
going to roll
again?
0?
What's that?
What's the chance that I'm going to roll a 0?
On.
So can I just give myself the 1 hit point without having to roll?
Yeah, you've finished a long rest.
Okie dokie. Oh, that's right. I get another Wells from the grave. Let's go fight multiple people. Come on, let's go. Let's go. I want to kill more things. Let's go kill more things. Kill, kill, kill.
Sounds a lot like Verice.
It's exactly like Verheis. Maybe we should check her sword and see if it's been touched by some mistress of darkness.
Other than myself? Hello.
Bryce asks if everybody is okay because everybody was sleeping.
I'm just fine.
Peachy Keen, Jelly Bean. Then I double check my bags to make sure nothing's missing.
Nothing's missing. Celestine, as you finally get woken up by Silicon, if you look at your spear, the spear glows with a low blue calming energy. The stars that were carved into the spear glow with a low blue calming like moonlight. The light's not enough to give off radiant light, and nobody else notices this light.
Okay. I'll lift it up and say, hey, it's glowing. Which, of course, nobody else sees.
Illiken will look at him and look around and say, "What's glowing?" My torch is, but I just lit it.
The spear tip. You don't see it glowing?
No. Got a nice
Do we
scarf
see
on
it
it.
glowing? Can everybody see it glowing, Sky, or is it just him seeing it, her seeing it glowing?
You can see it glowing, and nobody else can tell. It looks just like it did last night to everybody else.
Nope, babe. I think you are either seeing things, or maybe it's attuned to you, and you are now talking to it.
Arden just shakes his head and says, just
Illican asks if we asks. So it was made for you?
It would seem that way.
Okay.
I'm going to step over here, making sure I don't step on the trap again. Looking at the columns, looking around the walls, looking to see if there's any other signs of what else we may need to do to get on to the next trek of our journey.
Well, walls have already been opened.
Could it be been more than one way, and a different one might give us something else?
Getting showers today, are we?
Are you looking for something specific or generally looking?
Looking to see if there's any guide or instructions on how to proceed to get to the Frost Maiden to end this never-ending winter.
Give me a perception check.
Or any other general direction.
You see nothing.
Okay, guys, I think we've utilized this cave for everything it's worth. Let's go.
Are we picking up the pot? Illican asks.
I don't know what we would do with that pot, and it's really heavy.
Okay. Wait a minute, no. Yeah. He goes out to the cave to see if he can see our boats still.
Okay, I'm going to follow close behind Illican and Nowhere. Walk down the wall to the ground. Wait for everybody to join me.
Easy enough for everybody to get down the wall. No ability checks needed. Y'all are gonna leave the magical cauldron back in the cave?
You said it was very heavy, correct?
It's heavy.
Illican can carry it or bring it, but it's more of, that's what it is. He'll carry it, but nobody wants it, then. And when he was there, he said, we can put it in our hideout. I don't know what he would call it, so I call it a hideout. So,
did anybody check to see if it had magical elements to it?
yeah, we don't know what it does exactly, but it cooks things, but it would seriously need to be cleaned. And it may be used for other things, but we don't know it.
And it's hot on the inside, but cold to the touch.
Yeah.
It was cooking a liquid when you guys came across it. It was cooking a liquid with no flame beneath the cauldron.
So it would be cool to have, but if nothing else, see if we can sell it. But but that's not something Ilkin would think about. He said we can put it in our place and use it later.
Okay, fine, go get it.
Do I have to roll a dexterity to get down this hill?
No, there's no ability checks for this right here. Say it takes you. Anybody going to go help him, or you going by himself?
I'll go with him.
All right. Well, say it takes you about 30 minutes. You don't actually have to. Takes you about 30 minutes to get there and grab it, and you're tall enough that with Arden's help pushing it over the waterfall, you can grab it and get it taken out to where you guys are, near the boats.
While I was there, was there anything that left of the guys that were cut up that we can take back to show that we found them, but they were dead?
There was some insides that dumped out when you guys dumped the cauldron, including an eyeball.
And I meant, something, just physical. It's like, here's evidence, but he's not bringing eyeballs or anything else. I mean, no. He's not Erlikin. So he gets it onto the boat. He works it onto the boat.
Y'all
Is
are
this
gonna.
boat sturdy enough to carry us and that cauldron?
We have 3 boats. Your group picked up the other boat that was floating in the water, and then we brought all 3 of them to the side. So he put it in the empty boat, so they wouldn't have to worry about weight.
Okay, it just wouldn't be a lot of fun to be sunk by a cauldron.
Other than we could remember, in the middle of this lake, there is a bunch of gold.
Maybe.
Well, maybe.
Are you willing to risk your life on that premise?
I'm not a transformer. I couldn't. And I don't have breathe underwater yet.
Okay.
Now, if we have a druid in our group, they can go down and see if it's right, if they want to.
I could do it.
I can't yet.
Okay, the thief can go down and see that there's nothing there and come back a rich woman.
She doesn't need to breathe. She does not have cold resistance. So, given the current temperature outside and the much colder water, even not having to breathe, she might not come back.
Just something document for later when we're more experienced. There's a possibility of something down there.
All right, so nonetheless, y'all get into the boats. Obviously towing the third boat back with the cauldron. And you will make your way to Easthaven. Why we changed maps. And it is right at 3 o'clock, so I am go ahead and take our 15-minute break and come back in Easthaven.
Are you going to do what Dwight does with his break image?
Yep. Or I will, or somebody.
All right, I'll see everybody in 15.
Okay.
Who's drinking tea?
I'm drinking water on my end, but haven't taken a sip for a while.
Did you just take a drink and then put down the cup because you got your mic open?
I think that was my dad.
Yeah, I.
So did you miss the game, Dad?
Yeah.
Oh,
Get used to my character. I am trying to figure out my character
okay.
again.
Well, it's been a while, so you know.
Yeah.
But I am going to harass you a little bit.
What?
If you would have cast that spell there, we wouldn't have had to worry about somebody sneaking up on us. Just saying.
Well, I didn't know that we had a a weak roller.
Hey, hey, we can have a great roller, but it's that extra just in case. Oh man. We need to survive. Let us survive. Ah, ta 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 ta.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Oh,
Hi,
that's
back.
3 of us that are back.
That's 4.
Huh?
There was 2. It's you and Nowhere overspoke each other, so there's 2.
Oh, okay.
Noah?
Nobody overspeaks each other on.
And it wasn't nowhere in the sky.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
What's this? Thank you. Tammy, you want to do me a huge favor? Can you pour some boiling water over this?
Do what?
Pour some boiling water over it?
I don't have any boiling water.
Oh,
I can do hot water.
okay. We can try that.
So, guys, just so you know, tomorrow would have been my 13th wedding anniversary.
What's going on? Opal, I'm sorry.
Tomorrow would have been my 13th wedding anniversary.
Troy.
I'm sorry.
I don't know if I'm sorry or not. And the reason why is because I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Since I don't know personally.
He was killed in a car accident.
Okay, then I am sorry.
Yeah.
And he always had a story that started with this one time on Star Trek. Or this one time on Babylon 5.
At least he had good taste in shows.
You'll have to try it.
Say
Or
that's
what's the
debatable.
Stuff from the faucet's pretty awesome.
what's the show that had the you could jump through
Thank you.
worlds?
Leap year,
Stargate.
Stargate.
No,
Sliders.
not Sliders. It was one of Troy's shows. It was
That'd be Stargate if it's through a circle.
yes, Stargate SG-1,
Yeah.
and then it had like the little emblem for Earth on a shirt.
Yep, that would be a Stargate. Elroy nailed it.
And he played World of Warcraft.
We were getting along great.
Okay, so the NFC South, they have labeled the Atlanta Falcons the #1 team by quarterback because they've got Marcus Mariota.
You lost me in NFC.
How much time we got, Scott?
I haven't heard nowhere, but as soon as nowhere's back, we'll get back into it.
I've been here all along.
Oh, okay.
So 0 minutes.
All right. So you go across the lake to the ice shelf and pull the boats up on the ice shelf and eventually make your way back to the dock area. What are you going to do?
This is where the guy got burned to death, right?
Correct. This is where we watched the guy get burned to death.
Yeah, around town hall this way.
Okay. Ilkin will suggest we go and tell the town magistrate we found the bodies, and they were cooked.
By a hag in this cauldron. Do they want to buy?
Or do they have a place we can store the cauldron? But I don't see carrying this all over the world. Or identify the cauldron and find out what it does. Does our party have anything to identify this?
Nope.
Okay, I wasn't sure, so I figured to ask. So let's go find the ward or the. I said it originally, but go find her and ask the magistrate if
Captain of the militia.
the captain of the militia if they have anybody who can identify the cauldron.
Imdra Arlagath.
So, are we walking to town hall?
Yes.
Okay, let's walk to town hall. Come on, guys.
Follows.
Off to the town hall.
We've missed you, Eagle. Or Arden.
I'd say 10 minutes in walking, you'll actually see Captain Arlagath and probably talking to a couple of people outside a shop or something.
Walk up, nod to her, and patiently wait for her to finish talking.
She gets done. Have you found them?
Unfortunately, found what's left of them. I'm afraid they were killed by a hag in the caves. Was it north of here?
East-ish.
Northeast? Okay. I'm afraid there's nothing we could do. We did kill the hag, though. And clear out the rest of the caves.
This is very saddening news indeed.
My condolences. I wish I had better news for you.
Well, things as you have fulfilled your end of the deal, may I present you with. We got a few items off of the wizard that burned, and got 2 items that have not been cataloged yet. I can present you with a choice of either a scroll of fireball or what I am being told is called a tricky bag. I was surely thinking that it would be one of those fabled bags that wizards are known to enchant to hold all their things, but alas, I'm not really sure what this does. It is magical in nature. What I was told is that one can pull an animal out of it. Sounds very sketchy to me.
Sounds like a bag of holding. Let's go ahead and take the bag.
Sounds like a bag of tricks.
That's what it sounds like.
Okay, so Opal wants to try for the bag because she thinks it's a bag of holding. Anyone else?
I'd rather have the scroll of fire and see if we can memorize. Can you memorize a spell off of the scroll?
By Ra, no. That's whether or not I can is up to Sky.
Wow, put me on the spot right there.
But as far as the rules are concerned, rules as written, no, I can't. None of us can.
Okay, then I'd take the bag of tricks because then the fireball is a one-use spell. And
What was
he's
the
not
middle item?
asking for the bag of tricks. He's not asking for the bigger. He just said that that's what he chooses. A scroll, to his knowledge, is a one-use item. You know.
I personally vote for the scroll. Arden, nowhere.
I don't care much for trickery, so I'm not interested in a bag of tricks. So I agree. We should take the scroll.
Scroll sounds like it's got the majority vote.
You will hand over the scroll of fireball.
Okay.
What is that you are hauling with you? Just looking at the big round cauldron.
Let's see.
Sets it down.
The cauldron that the hag was cooking with. He seems to think, and I'll point at Illiken. That's like he seems to think he wants to set that up in the tavern we've inherited after it's been very thoroughly cleaned.
Do you have a way to see what it's supposed to do?
Had someone with the arcane knowledge that was able to look at this bag and that scroll to figure out what they were. They may be able to figure this out. I have heard a rumor of something called a cauldron of plenty. And if that is what that is, you may want to speak with Speaker Whalen about that. he might be interested in buying it.
Speaker Whalen here in town, or?
Yes, the Speaker of Easthaven.
It shouldn't hurt to talk to him.
If you would like to head on down to the town hall, I'm sure that he would be able to take you in for an audience. I will head on over to our arcane persons place, and I will meet you at the town hall in a little while.
Okay. So we head on over to speak to Speaker Whalen.
Out of character. That's a cool cauldron. He picks it back up and follows.
Changing maps.
Does anyone else want that scroll of fireball?
I don't think I could use it, so no, thank you.
I don't. I mean, I could probably use it, but I think you'd be better suited for it, Celestine.
Yeah. Because I was like, I know, okay, player wise, it'd be great since he has the dragon fireball, but it's not a repeatable use, so it's not something he would take.
I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, White, that it would have to be somebody that can cast spells.
Yes.
So it would be either the two rangers or the druid that could use the scroll.
Nowhere I can actually cast spells. He has a couple.
Well,
But I
My
will take it.
is either nowhere or Arden, because both of those are long range attackers. Because I don't think nowhere is done hand to hand, has he? I don't know which one does, but I know nowhere always does the bow and arrow.
Well, I'll discuss this. I'm going to start walking on the ceiling.
You just like that skill way too.
Yeah, it gives me a new perspective.
Well, they're discussing it. He's going to inspect the area. Does he find anything after he sets the cauldron down?
I guess I should have read this before I changed the map, but as you reach the town hall, you notice a sign on the door that states "Enter" in capital letters. Upon entering this chamber, it is decorated with oil paintings depicting life in Easthaven, including a large painting of the town itself on the north wall. Mounted on the south wall is a 5-foot-long stuffed knucklehead trout. Its wooden plaque bears an engraved copper plate that reads in common, "Big Knuck, caught by Easthaven fishers during the summer of 1479 DR." A single wooden door is visible to the right against the back wall, and a staircase in front of you leads to the second floor, with a small loft area overlooking this area.
Shall we knock?
As enter, I guess we just go in. So I'll gracefully get down, push on the door.
Well, you're in.
Okay.
The doors over here that you entered that said enter.
Oh, okay. So I'm just walking around the room on the ceiling. Okay.
There seems to be a door over there. Shall we go knock on it?
Sure.
Why not? Let's go.
I walk up and knock on the door.
They'll pick up the cauldron and follow.
I think
Assuming you didn't find anything in the room.
Sky said something, but it broke up for me. So
Come in.
He walks over and he places the cauldron right there. It's just me, or does she look evil?
Looks can be deceiving.
The room contains rows of desks and filing cabinets. A few overstuffed lounge chairs are set aside for visitors. A lady in black clothing looks up at you from a desk and asks, "May I help you?"
yes, we were told to come see Speaker Whalen.
All right. Go out that next door, make a left, and down the hall, and it'll be the door on the left.
I will smile and thank you and head out the door. To which Illican immediately made to right.
No, he moves out of the way because he doesn't know. He came into the room. He's holding a big pot. He's making sure that he's out of everybody's way.
Low-burning lanterns cast a gentle glow upon a tall, black object in the center of this room. Although one could easily mistake it for a statue, this object is actually the figurehead of a ship and is carved in the likeness of a winged demon. The demon-shaped figurehead stands 8 feet tall. Shards of wood jut out of the demon's back at the points where the figurehead once attached to the hull of a ship.
That's cool.
Does there seem to be anything magical in the room?
Are you casting detect magic?
Sure, why not?
Yeah, I missed that part. All right, at the far end of the room is a staircase that leads up to a balcony. Mounted atop is a small crane with a manual winch. To the left of you looks like a staircase heading to the floor below. Magical stuff. Let me check.
Within 30 feet. I'm assuming you went in the center of the room to cast that?
The room is less than 30 feet large.
Oh, okay. I thought it was greater than that because 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So that's why I said center of the room.
It's 30 feet wide.
Okay. I thought it was 35.
Oh, okay, it's 35, but she can concentrate on this for 10 minutes, so she can walk around.
Oh, okay.
So we're supposed to go down the hall and go to the door on the left?
Yes. Nothing outside of the items y'all are carrying. It seems to be magical in nature.
That was anticlimactic. Okay. So
And I guess there might be a yeah, no, doesn't say anything about it. So no.
The table in the middle of the room, while it does look just like a coffee table, is actually a scarab that will actually get up and skittle to wherever somebody decides to sit. That's the magical item in the room. Okay. Can we knock on the door?
Enter. How might I help you today?
I'm trying.
Hello, Speaker Wayland. We are some mere adventurers that I assume you're Speaker Wayland.
Yes, ma'am.
We're some adventurers that was told by your military that you had some fishermen that were missing, and we found your fishermen. And now we're merely coming to let you know what we've done and to also get some assistance from you. I'll let Celestine, who is our speaker, talk for us.
Well, Imdra said something about you being interested in some sort of cauldron, and we happened to come upon a cauldron, and wanted to know if it's the one you were looking for.
Sets it down.
I'm imagining you're dragging it, Pelican, because you couldn't pick it up by yourself, and it's the weight you could do, but the oblong or the nature of how big it is. It's just really awkward.
Okay. I was thinking like a box. You know, you grab one leg and grab the top and carry it.
Yeah, you couldn't do that.
Okay. Then he drags it in. And steps away.
Placeholders.
Holy Mary, Mother of God, they're growing.
Only wants a magic thing that cooked humans. Not sure we really want.
Captain
Captain Fancy Pants.
Captain Arlagath and someone dressed in some kind of robes will enter the room. Captain will point at the cauldron. The robed person will utter a slight incantation and reach out towards the cauldron and confirm that it is a cauldron of plenty. And
Okay, we have a cauldron of plenty. It's
so
sorry, go
um so Speaker Whalen will say that could feed a lot of people in these trying times. Let's say I give you each a gemstone worth 500 gold to leave that here with me, so you do not have to lug it around with you.
Are one of those gemstones diamond?
I'm sure I can arrange it. I don't have the gems with me at the moment, but if you can give me 48 hours to call in some debts and get you those gems, I can get those for you. In the meantime, the cauldron can stay here. I have a room in the dungeon below where our militia can keep guard over it.
I'll look to everyone for approval.
I don't have any objection, but I'm a little suspicious of his willingness to pay that much.
Well, right now, the entire 10 towns are having trouble feeding themselves because they're stuck in a endless winter.
Can I do an insight check on if he'd be willing to pay more?
I don't know that would be an insight check.
Okay.
If you would like to try to persuade him, you could.
Yeah, no, that's not something he's proficient in, I don't think.
You don't need to be proficient in it to try and persuade somebody.
What do I got to roll?
First, tell me how you are trying to persuade him.
He's trying to get what is. Trying to think. No, never mind. Know what the player would. I know what I would want, but the actual character, I don't think he would, because he doesn't like being in the town to begin with. Other than assistance with the blacksmithing, learning a skill.
Other working?
So while we wait for the 48
Black
hours,
BLACK. He's a minor
Leatherworking.
leatherworking.
You were trying to learn leatherworking from
Oh, yeah, that was just.
from
You said my character is not proficient in blacksmithing.
it is not.
He's got all this metal on him, type of things. So that was what, and he can only learn that while he's in a town. So,
Gotcha.
he learns leatherworking while he's out and about, but while he's in a town, getting so that he can start taking care of the harder stuff too.
All right, what were you saying, Opal? What?
I'm going to whisper to Celestine and say, do you think there's any jobs he may need done in the next 48 hours? And do you think, passing time, maybe we could go kill something for him? And do you really think that we can trust him to get this stuff together?
I don't know. Do I think I can trust him?
Give me an insight roll. Yes, he is very trustworthy.
He seems trustworthy enough.
Anything we can do for the next 48 hours?
We have a nice big city. We got a inn. We've got a tavern. Plenty of shopping to do. There might be people around that have jobs that they need done here and there. Not really sure. We don't have anything pressing at the moment outside of the job that you just did for the captain here.
As far as those gems that you're going to be collecting for us, I would prefer mine to be a diamond, first of all. And second of all, if you could happen to come up with a pearl worth around, say, 100 gold, I would be willing to purchase it off you.
Definitely see if I could find such a thing with my contacts.
if no one has any objection, I will. Pardon me. I will accept his deal. And where's the nearest tavern?
Tavern would be at the northeast end of the. You don't have to whisper me those. Tavern would be at the northeast end of the town. Will be the Wet Trout.
Yes, I believe we've been there already.
I think you've gone to the White Lady Inn. Out of character, of course. In Elkin, yes, you do.
Yeah, I figured.
Okay, then I guess we will see you in 48 hours.
Illiken brings the pot downstairs to the dungeon and puts it in where they wanted it.
Alright. You get down to the dungeon. Put it in the malicious quarters. And come back up. Join the rest of the party. In white, I am switching maps again.
Illiken will ask where we're headed to and what we're doing.
Well, we figured we'd go to the tavern and see if there's anything we can find to do for the next 48 hours.
Okay. What part of day is it?
Probably mid to late afternoon.
Okay. Illiken will follow the party to the Lady Inn.
You're going to the inn or the Wet Trap?
The Red Trout, sorry. In the mid-afternoon, the people will be at the White Trout, one may be at the inn.
I'm walking to the Wet Trout and straight to the bar. And I say, barkeep, I want some mead.
And Illiken will go in and see if there's a message board for work or something.
The bartender as you go up to the bar. Is a dragonborn of white dragon ancestry, and she will say, "Well, I can get you ale. We don't have mead as of yet. I heard mead deliveries will be starting soon. Again, thanks to a group of adventurers that helped the town out. But I can get you ale for 2 silver."
Okay, well, an ale it is. Here's a gold. Just keep them coming.
Are you talking about good meat?
Yes, that's where our mead comes from.
Ah, I know the adventurers that save good meat. They're good people.
That's wonderful to hear.
Yeah, you're serving one of them.
You? You were Finnegan's fellows?
He was. Nowhere is. Yeah, sure. Absolutely. Nowhere. Savior of good meat.
That's amazing. Thank you. Thank you very much.
By any chance, do you happen to know of anyone who might need a hand over the next couple of days? Any kind of work or contracts to be handled?
Not offhand.
Ilkin will ask if there's a, since you don't know, do you know who we should talk to?
But I bet you $100 that everybody in Joseph family knows everything.
Is
Typically,
there a message board in town where odd jobs might be posted?
typically there would be job posting over at the town hall. Speaker Wayland might know of some jobs as they pop up. If there's anything of pertinence, if not, they would be found on the job posting just outside the town hall. There might be some small jobs here and there, cleaning out houses or moving stuff, that kind of stuff. If you guys are Finnegan's fellows, then I'm sure that stuff might be menial to you, and probably be menial pay.
Ilkin asks what the others are going to do as he keeps good on his purse strings.
Is the bar busy?
There's 12 people currently in there.
Not worth it for me to take my chances. Do I recognize any of the people as the person that was trying to steal stuff from Celestine in the last?
You do not.
Do I see any thieves' cant anywhere?
Give me a
Investigation.
no. maybe. Yeah, just go and do an investigation.
Even though it's a. Okay.
Nice roll.
You see a half elf in the corner of the establishment that flashes some hand signs at somebody else, and you recognize it as not to be touched.
Do I see any signs or symbols that talk about loot or where people can go for safe haven?
Nope, that's all you saw.
Okay. So he's in charge.
Uh,
I'm going to keep my eyes on him.
All your friends and family get to live in one. Anything like doing something wrong?
So as you guys walked in, a great chimney squarely in the building's center has hearths on either side to warm the tavern's 2 common rooms. The tavern's current owner I already told you about.
She's telling me on the phone
And
with him. Was it night?
I think that's it.
And I mean, how can you not know that he's delivering his?
You don't know, Illigan. She didn't say anything about it.
It's not like I kept it a secret.
I don't know anything. I didn't say anything.
She's telling me, I didn't know that's what you're saying.
And there's a
She was
tiefling. There's another tiefling sitting at a
she's helping them.
table in one of the
Why didn't you tell me that?
in one of the 2 common rooms, drinking away. Must be a tiefling thing.
Nowhere. Looks like your type of people are around.
Me? Where?
Illiken will ask if there's a blacksmith in town.
Here in Easthaven, you'd want to go to Rurden's Armory.
He tells the group, since there's nothing to do for the time being, he's going to go see if he can get some work there. With all the stuff he's picked up.
Maybe it would have helped enough where he was. Because part of
I turn around on my stool and I look about the room, trying to understand what Claudette was saying about my kind of people. What do you suppose she meant?
Well, she was probably referring to that tiefling sitting over there, drinking.
Well, that's a good thing to do. Maybe I'll just wander over there and say hello. And with that, I pick up my mug and I kind of wander across the common room, get close to this other tiefling. I look at it a little bit and I said, I'll just go up and introduce myself. And so I walk up and I said, hello, I'm Nowhere Phaedra. Who might you be?
Nowhere. Have a seat, good pal. My name is Scython. Namitra! Around for my new friend here. How are you doing, friend?
Well, I'm doing all right. I think you're already pretty well into your cups, but I'll take a drink.
Not much to do with no work.
What kind of work do you do?
Run the Easthaven ferry for 30 years. But with ice over the lake, nothing to run. Speaker Whalen shut it down. It's no use to ferry people across to Caer Dineval and Caer Konig if half the work is getting across the ice. Till this everlasting winter goes away, assuming it does. We got ale, and rumor has it we might have meat again.
Yeah, I heard that too. All right. Well, thank you for the ale. How long have you been out of work?
Going on a little over 2 years since that damn frost maiden's taken the Dale. Right about that time, Nemitra will walk up and put down your ales on the table and say, Scython, she was just testing you. Don't worry about it.
What did she mean by that?
She worships her.
Worship
Whatever.
who?
For real.
What's a strange thing to do?
Everybody has their deities that they worship around here. I don't hold it against her.
Well, no,
I
but
hold.
it would be, I think, more sensible to spend some time revering a a god or goddess who could make things warmer, more comfortable.
She's a white dragonborn. She likes the cold. Me, not so much. I would much rather have it warm here. Maybe not as warm as the Hells, but definitely warmer than it is. Not sure if you've heard. Turns out there's a creature in Mayor Dualden that apparently some druid used a spell on. Nice creature of all things that started talking to fishers and helping them out. Kinda makes you wonder if we got one here in Lackdinishire, huh?
Yeah, are you talking about the ancient serpent-like creature that is suddenly friendly and talking?
Yeah. Heard yeah, it's got a long neck and apparently it swims around and helps the fishers out there and near Bremen.
Yeah, I have heard of that. In fact, I believe I've talked to that creature.
You wow. You are a seasoned traveler.
Yeah, well, we do get around quite a bit, but
Bartender, could I have an ale, please?
yeah. Do you suppose there's anything else interesting in the 10 towns?
Uh, Opal, you were saying that to the bartender?
Yep. And then once I get my ale, I tip him and I say,
Her.
"Oh, hell to nowhere, the savior of good mead."
Okay, it's a her and she'll take 2 silver for that ale. Um Nowhere. Y'all will also hear, as he mentioned that, about a druid using a spell on a animal or on a creature. Someone a couple tables away will say, "Fucking druids, am I right?" But as you ask him about what's going on, he will say, "Well, I heard that trade has begun thriving in Targos recently. Not sure how with this endless winter and the pass blocked with ice and everything else going on, but good for them, I guess." New speaker in Targos seems to be a great guy. Business picking up since he has been recently elected.
Wait, a new speaker in Targos?
Yes, ma'am.
Who is it? Do you know the name?
I believe he goes by the name of Nerth Maxildonar. Been speaker about 2, maybe 3 months now.
Thank you.
I kind of lower my head a little bit and turn around and look at our people. But I don't say anything. And if anyone in our group recognizes this situation, they didn't say anything either. They all seem to turn their eyes down and away. I think it'd be better that we don't know anything about this. At least as far as the public is concerned. You know how rumors spread, particularly from a tavern. And with that, I get up and I take my mug and I kind of start to walk away with a slightly exaggerated stumble. And go back to the bar and sit again at the bar.
As you stumble off, he'll say, "Be careful, friend. Good meeting you."
You too. Then under my breath, I say, I'm not your friend. I don't know you well enough.
Have I noticed any other movement from the rogue?
No, give me a perception check. And it's not. I mean, you don't know that it's a rogue. You just know that they got thieves' cant.
Yeah.
No, not in general. And it's just they've just been sitting there watching over the patrons. You'll hear from a table nearby the bar. So I said to him, "You can't do that with a pickle." As the lady pauses for a drink. Sad to say, he proved me wrong.
Okay.
Somebody got her pickle tickle.
Not entirely sure if I want to know where that conversation is going. Where it came from.
Are we going to get a room? Are we going to go out shopping? What are we going to do now?
I'm going to sit here and drink my ale until my gold is run out.
Just a question: does this place serve food?
Yes, they will. They'll have some something. Like five copper. Probably won't be like extremely tasty, but it'll be spiced more than a bland ration.
I think I'll have ale and whatever they're serving.
Cool. So it'll be two silver for the ale and 5 copper for the food.
I give him what he asked for.
Does this place actually have rooms, or do we have to go back to the white lady for that?
Have to go back to the white lady for that. Just strictly a tavern.
Okay, then I will pat Nowhere on the shoulder and let him know that I am headed to the white lady, and he should look for me there if he needs me. And I make my way out into the cold and head over to the white lady, get a room, and start working on my leatherworking until I am needed.
Ella, can you give me a survival check? Yeah, you get some directions and you easily find Verdun's armory.
I go in there and I ask to speak to the manager or the owner. And I tell him my interest in blacksmithing and wondering, and I'll be in town for later till tomorrow. And I would like if he was wondering if he needed a help where I can start to learn it, but assist him in whatever ways he needs.
Shop's interior looks like that of a keep preparing for siege. Racks of swords and axes stand to one side, while suits of chainmail lie stacked on crates to the other. And the crates hold pieces of plate armor packed in wood chips. Piles of helms stand alongside the crates, halberds lean in the corner, and shields and crossbows hang on every inch of the room's walls. Building's heavy reinforced door, complete with a thick bar, rounds out the image of a garrison. Only a painted iron sign propped against the back wall identifies the shop as a place of business. Since none of the weapons and armors are made to order, buyers often have to adjust to equipment that is heavier than they're accustomed to. Let's see here. The dwarf shopkeep Rurden. We'll say if I can interest you in a helm, young sir. I can sell you a helm. I do not teach the dwarven craft. You are not a dwarf.
He nods. How much is a helm? You hear me? You said, yeah, how much is a helm?
$2 gold.
I wish I had that, but it's above my pay. And I know I understand that you don't desire to share the complete skills, and I don't have time to learn as an apprentice. It's more of just acquiring what I can while I work for you. Do you have work that you need?
I do not.
He nods. He looks over the weapons and the armor that he has around, lifting some of it up, looking at it, nods, sets it down. He walks back up and says, "Do you buy scrap?"
Sorry, lad. I get the iron ingots from the Dwarven mine up by Kelvin's cairn. I do not work with scrap. There may be other blacksmiths in other towns that do. I, however, do not.
He, he goes, I can understand that as he takes some of the ore that he mined from the other place and taps it on the counter. He says, I can understand that. But thank you. And he puts it back up. So he shows it to him, but it's not, it's like, buy this. And he puts it back in and he turns around and thank you for your help and starts to walk out.
You're welcome, lad.
He stops. He goes, what other stores are here? Easthaven.
You're looking for general goods, some sort of magical items. You might want to try Smiley's goods down by the shore.
Thank you.
Smiley is a very friendly shopkeep.
Appreciate that. And I will let my compatriots know about your fine quality that you have. And he points around to the stuff that he was looking at. He walks out slowly, show him the disappointment of being able to help. And while he's here and walking towards Smiley's, He walks more towards the town hall to look at the post, as well as he goes by.
Celestine, give me a leatherworking roll. Probably dexterity.
Wow. Good
Yeah,
job.
wow.
Did you?
So what were you trying to do?
I was trying to craft a suit of studded leather armor. You said I have 16 hours to complete, and I've got 2 finished.
It's supposed to be 4 hours per sitting, and last time you only got 2 hours worth in. With that, I will give you 6 hours worth inside the 4-hour mark.
So I get another 6 hours done, as long as I'm working for 4 hours?
Yep.
Okay, thank you.
Opal Claudette, are you using Thieves' Cant to ask that?
Of course, I wouldn't want to ask it out loud and scare everybody.
As you ask that, the half elf in the corner turns and walks out the door.
I'll gladly follow.
As you step outside, he turns around the corner of the building towards the back of the building.
I'll follow.
As you get to the back of the building, he'll be there waiting. What kind of poison are you looking for?
I'm just looking for some tools of the trade. Some things to refresh my weapons, make sure everything's going well. Maybe some paralyzing poisons, stuff like that, stuff that you need when you get into good fights.
Poison is hard to come by. I assume you are staying at the White Lady?
That's correct.
I can have someone deliver you a vial of basic poison for 150 gold.
A little steep for me. Like I said, I'm more looking for a paralytic poison. But I see you can't help me, so let me get back inside. Thank you for your time.
Give me a persuasion roll. Yeah. As you turn and walk around the corner, you will mention, we have poisons of all strengths, but the price starts at 150 gold.
Again, thanks for your time.
And he will not follow you back into the wet trap.
That's fine. I'm going to head towards the White Lady. I have something I'd like to do when I arrive.
Arden's going to finish up his ale and food and head toward the White Lady for get a room.
As I'm going, do I see any weapon stores?
If you give me a survival check.
Yeah, I'm doing so good on my checks today. Let me see.
You wander around, ask for directions a couple times, wander around. This is a really big town. A bit bigger than what you're used to back in Barovia. Eventually, you come across a landmark that you know, which would be the town hall, and you'll get there about the same time that Illiken gets there.
Oh, it's you. Are you going back to the White Lady?
No, I just came from the Ruden's Armory, which has a good stock of armor and weapons, and was heading to Smiley's goods.
I seem to be lost. Can you get me back to the White Lady?
While we're at the town hall, I look at their posted board. Do I see anything?
You see the odd job, like as you weren't at the wet trout when all that was being mentioned to nowhere, but you see the odd jobs, fixing a roof, fixing a roof will pay 5 silver. Moving some boxes from a barn indoors will pay 18 copper. Just menial tasks that people are looking for somebody to do.
Where is Smiley's?
Give me a survival check.
Does he get to do it with advantage since I'm with him?
Sure.
Let it get your
It makes
health
a damn bit of difference.
You're rubbing off the wrong way, right?
He hates towns, and you're not used to this big of a town. So yeah. I'll say you spend a good 30 minutes looking for it. You do finally find it.
Where is it on the map?
It was quite literally 5 minutes away from where you were. You spent 30 minutes looking for it, and by the time you got there, there was a sign that says closed for the evening.
He marks it to make sure he knows exactly where it is for tomorrow morning, and then attempts to bring Claudette to the lucky lady. No, the white lady.
Oh, somebody's trying to get lucky. Know where you staying at the bar?
Yeah, I think I still got one more mug of ale. I gave the man a gold and a 2 silver that should give me 5, and I've drunk 5, but one of them was given to me, so I can order one more and then I'll go. Barman, I still got an ale on my tab.
She will get you an ale, another ale.
Thank you, good man.
All our wonderful rolls. Arden, give me a survival check.
Hey. No.
All right,
I'm gonna be
so
lost for days.
that's a big town.
This is why Elkin hates towns. In the mountain, easy to find anything. Here, can't find crap.
Um, as you wander around blocks, and it took. I'm gonna go with Illiken and Claudette went to find Smiley's. Did something along the lines of that, and then decided to head back to the White Lady Inn, and Arden left the wet trout and did about the same thing. and then finally got back on track eventually and figured out where it is. And he will arrive at the same time as Illiken and Claudette. As you enter the White Lady, wow. As you enter, Celestine will have heard the whole thing, but I'm not going to do the whole thing. As you enter, there's a bard near the fireplace. And we'll see if we can do this. Or I was never going to do this, but I'm going to do this. Check. Okay, that works. Cool. So you will hear your stomach turn. Stomach turns slimy green, and pus pours out like whipping cream. You spread it on a slice of bread, and that's what you eat when you're dead. The worms crawl out, the worms crawl in, the worms crawl in are lean and thin. The ones that crawl out are fat and stout. Your eyes fall in and your hair falls out. Your brain comes tumbling down your snout. The worms crawl in, the worms crawl out. They crawl all over your dirty snout. Your chest caves in, your eyes pop out, and your brain turns to sauerkraut. They invite their friends and their friends too. They all come down to chew on you, and this is what it is to die. I hope you had a nice goodbye. Did you ever think, as a ghost flies by, that you may be the next to die, and your eyes fall out, and your teeth decay, and that is the end of a perfect day.
Nice.
Oh, that was so enjoyable.
That was
That
priceless.
was awesome, dude.
Yeah,
And
I'll have
remember-
another meal and a beer.
Video now.
Bravo.
When do you come out with the CD on that one?
Yeah, good luck.
Hey, it's itemized now. All I gotta do is go to YouTube.
True. Or after the last time I sang that I wasn't gonna sing, but then I heard this song and I was like, "Oh, dude, this is perfect for what I need." Um,
For the record, that will never be happening with me. Just throwing that out there.
yeah, I said that would never happen too. So who
Never
knows?
say.
As you walk in, it's pretty busy at the bar in the end tonight. A lot of buzz going on about last night's burning of the wizard. Obviously the bard that was close to the giant fireplace that was singing, generally entertaining the guests. And as he ends that song, he says, "As I said earlier, we will be having a séance uh, this evening in about an hour in the dining room. If anyone is interested in calling out to the spirit of the White Lady." And as he notices the three of you entering, he goes, "You lot! I noticed you as our seance was getting done last night. Are you staying again tonight?"
They weren't there for the seance last night.
No, they weren't. They weren't in with the seance. He noticed them, including you and Nowhere that's not there. He noticed the Goliath and the elf and the humanish looking woman that is now entering and saying that he saw them as their seance was getting done last night. Or oh, sorry, you meant sorry, 2 nights ago. Yeah, that one.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
2 nights ago. Are you staying tonight? Staying again
Yeah.
tonight?
If they got room.
Would you like to join in the seance?
What goes on for the seance?
We try to connect. We try to reach out to the White Lady.
I'm in.
Elkin will say yes.
We will begin if you are willing. We will begin in about an hour's time. Back in the dining room. Back that way. And we will pick it up next week at that point.
Nice.
Oh, we're all going to a seance.
Woohoo! Ilkin or Dad. Yeah, Ilkin's me, but Dad. With Arden, what I've been doing with your character since he's had alarm is that whenever he goes to bed for the night, like a room, if we're in an inn, he casts alarm in his room.
Oh, I guess I can do that too.
Yeah.
You definitely want to do it here because you don't want anybody coming into your room to steal your stuff. And trust me, they will here.
Oh, sneaky little buggers, are they?
Yes.
Aye.
Okay. I tipped back my mug and finished my ale. I waved at the barkeep and say, "Thanks a bunch. We'll see you again." And I drop another gold onto the bar. And then I head for the door.
Give me a Constitution save and a survival check. Depending on the Constitution save will depend on we'll determine if the survival is at. Never mind. Yeah, that's perfectly fine. So, survival, normal.
Nice.
You want a survival check also?
Yeah. Takes you about 45 minutes to get back to the bar or back to the inn. And when we start next week, I'll have about 15 minutes before the seance begins.
Okay. That sounds good. Am I going to just sleep in the corner, or do I get a chance to find Celestine?
That'll be determined next week.
Yeah, at this point, you are just entering the inn.
All right.
So, next week, at least Illiken and Claudette and Arden will be joining the seance. Celestine will decide at that point, and you will decide at that point as well.
Have I already
Okay.
gotten my 4 hours in, or am I still working on it?
You've gotten it.
Okay, then I will probably join.
Okay, I'm
Yes.
I've been like, see y'all next week.
See you next
Meow
week.
meow.
And have a good week.